Hey,
I like your music there, the wait music.
thank you. Yeah, sometimes I do a little dance party before.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, Thanks so much for being here. I'm really
Yes.
excited to welcome Heather Hathaway to today's live. It's all about AI and website images. Heather is a web designer and educator who helps creatives sell high-end digital products with ease. She runs White Label Website Insiders, a PLR membership full of done for you website templates for designers to tweak and resell. And there's a link in the description below if you want to check that out, that will give you a discount on your first month. Today, Heather is going to share some inspiration and free AI tools for creating on brand website images. So, if you want to level up your visuals for your websites or for clients without breaking the bank, you are in the right place. Heather, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Christy. You know I'm a fangirl of you anyways. And I so
Well,
for those of you watching, Christy is an amazing mentor, and I've been in her program, and she's just like my favorite go-to person for all things Squarespace. And she's
thank you
a
so
lovely
much.
human being. So there you go.
Thank
I'm
you.
pitching
Thank
your
you.
program too.
Well, I was gonna give your white label membership a shout out because you gave me a behind the scenes tour a while back, and I could not believe how much content you've generated for it.
Yeah, it's
And
insane.
you have a new template coming out every month, you said?
So every single month we have a new
Uh-huh.
template that comes out. So at the end of the month, I drop the new template of the month. Plus, I
Mhm.
give them new AI art image packs so that they can constantly try to restyle. And then we
Mhm.
do live trainings and we have guest speakers come on. Like we just did a grow your email list challenge. And we'll
Mhm.
do restyle challenges. We have live Q&A and a lovely, lovely community full of Squarespace designers, everybody designers, not just Squarespace, but yeah.
Mhm.
And then I just launched the system tier too, where we have the funnels and website
Mhm.
templates
So
too.
you're not busy at all.
No,
Thanks for taking time
no,
out to be
not
here.
at all. And
Well,
two high maintenance children.
I'm really excited for this because I am interested in learning how other designers are using AI in their
Yes,
businesses. So
exactly.
I would love to see, what inspiration you have for us, what tools you recommend if somebody wants to get started on just a shoestring budget. And
Yes.
if you're joining us live here, feel free to drop a comment in if you have a question for Heather. We'll put it up on the screen and she'll let you know what she thinks. So I'll be monitoring
Absolutely.
comments as we go. But Heather, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so just a little bit of a background. So I jumped on the AI art train when Midjourney was really the first image maker that came out that became popular. So I jumped on it right away, and it's been over 2 years ago now. So
Mhm.
I really jumped on the first version. And when I first jumped in there and started prompting, it blew my mind because for us as web designers and any sort of designers, you can envision what you want as for the branding and the style and the vibe and the pictures. You can envision all of that for your client. And all of a sudden, a website becomes this so personalized, dialed in piece of art. So you start to have these images and you're like, oh my God, I can actually bring that to life, what you
Yeah.
envision.
And
That's
one of the things that I find so interesting is how important prompting is.
yes.
It's just, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you're gonna share some tips for us
Yes.
today as we go, but
Yes.
when I started playing around with AI tools, I would just do something very basic as the prompt and get something very basic in return.
Yes.
But, as we've all gotten better at using these AI tools and getting better at our prompting, we're getting better and better results.
Better results. That's right. I
Mhm.
mean, to see what I first started doing to what I can do now, especially with Midjourney, because it's being trained now. So, hi Gigi. She's one of the members in my membership.
We've got
So
another one too.
hi Orshi. Yeah, I just posted in my membership. I'm like, we're going live. Join us. And these are all like amazing designers too, Christy. These are just
Mhm.
like wonderful, wonderful humans, and I recommend your programs too. To them.
Awesome.
Okay,
So
so I'm
glad you
gonna
were all
start.
here. And they may know everything that you're sharing today. I don't know, but
They
if you have any
they do not
questions,
know these free image makers that I've shared. So they will enjoy that,
yeah,
especially because we're all so sick of subscriptions.
yes.
So first, we're just going to start with my website, not as a plug, just because I want to show you what I did. So, and I've had my branding now in place for over a year with the AI art because it's like, who is this lady? Nobody cares. My point is that like, it's what you can do. It's the vibe that I wanted to create for my branding. So, of course, I created her in Midjourney. I created the clouds in Midjourney, the backgrounds. So it's not just creating the images too, it's what else you can do, like the backgrounds. And
I want to
all
jump
of
in and just say for a second, this is on Squarespace, right?
yes, yes,
And so you're using like pinned blocks to help give that movement.
you got it.
So
You got
yeah,
it.
it's so cool. I love how the clouds are floating up there. I just wanted
I
to
know.
call that out. Yeah.
I literally like thought of that one night when I was like about to fall asleep. You know how you think of your best ideas? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, what if I did clouds, like 3D cutout clouds, like floating with the stuff?
Love it.
And my little hummingbird is kind of like my brand icon, and he is, of course, made in Midjourney too. So everything on here is so not the mock-ups, but the pictures used in all of these. So also those are all created in AI art as well. But like I said, the backgrounds too. It's not just the main pictures; it's also the background thing. So like my little hummingbird background here, and the flowers that I made here that are in the background, and everything, every single piece that you see here is made with that. So that's kind of, my inspiration, of course. I started making my own website first with all the new AI art. Then, like you said, for the membership, I started making the templates for the membership. And so let me show you some of those here. So this one is, and of course, these are all built on Squarespace. So this one also has got some really cool features where I did some overlays. So what I did was I created the background in Midjourney. I created her in Midjourney, put it into Canva, removed some of them. As you can see, I've got layers going on here. And
Yeah.
so I've got all of these made. And then again, doing the cutouts, removing the background and then putting those back in there. I made the book covers with ChatGPT AI art. So just, gave it the whole branding idea for this template and then told it to make the book covers. And that was the book covers that it made.
I
And then,
love that because I had been using a different it was just a free online tool where you had to create your image in Canva or whatever and then upload it and it would create the mock-up of the book for you. So the fact that you can do this directly in
yeah,
ChatGPT is
yeah,
such a time saver.
yeah, it's huge. It really is. It's huge. And then you can just see like the rest of the things. Now, also AI videos are getting crazy. Like Midjourney's new video maker is like next level. So
Yeah.
it's also making the videos too. And so this is just so you can see, some of the things that you can create. Let me show you. I have a few more pulled up. Again, these are all in Squarespace. So again, using that pin block feature, but it's funny because this template, I was literally going through the pictures that I generated in my Midjourney account. And just all of a sudden I saw these two pictures. I was like, oh, that's the next template. And I just like, how you get that inspiration. And so I just like quickly threw together the homepage. I'm like, that's it. That's it. So this was like a coaching template. So again, using Squarespace's feature there to do the little water waves in the background with the image that I made, and just, you can
The
have,
colors on this one are so gorgeous.
and that's also the cool part about this. Since I started creating everything in Midjourney, I have now, that's a big thing to note, is that my branding is almost backwards now. I create the pictures and then I do the color palette and the fonts from the pictures that I created. So that is a really cool thing. And then let me show you the sales page that I did on this one as well, because it's got so many of the assets that I did. So you can see all of that. And then, you can do little cutouts.
Mm-hmm.
So I did like little PNG cutouts of some of the flowers there. Let's see, with the
Now,
little
did you do
overlap.
the device mock-up above? Was that, because I always do those in
No,
Canva or
no,
Photoshop.
I did this in Canva. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Of
Got
course, they're
it.
all AI art generated pictures that I
Yes.
created, but yeah. So, and then, like I said, you can just do of course, I made the flowers with AI art too, and just remove the
Mm-hmm.
background. So you can just do so much, really. Like the sky is the limit. Let me show a few more.
And I love how cohesive these images are throughout each site, which is the beauty of using a tool like that, because oftentimes if you ask a client to choose photos, you get this hodgepodge of colors and different lighting, and it just doesn't look like they even go together.
That's
And
it. That's
yeah.
it. And I stopped even asking clients for photos except for of
Mm-hmm.
themselves, Christy.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of redone a lot of my processes because of this. And then when I first started with it, I offered it as an add-on package to my web design clients. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm going to charge an extra fee to create you the pictures if you want them. And
Mm-hmm.
then I changed it to never mind. I'm just going to put that price into it and I'm going to make
Yes.
you all of the pictures and everything. It's just going to be part of your package because
Mm-hmm.
you're just, like you said, you're going to give me these pictures that make no sense
Mm-hmm.
and they're not going to be great. And then I'm just going to be like, this is not the kind of site that I wanted to create for you. So, and then this one is the one for interior designers. And again, all of these were made with AI art, all of them.
Awesome. And I noticed you've got quite a bit of custom code on some of these as well.
I try to make it limited because I know that we don't like to have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
custom code for website templates that we're going to
Mm-hmm.
resell.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually only do like the vertical line
Uh-huh.
custom code, CSS.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do a little bit of a menu CSS, but I try to keep it very minimal.
I think you're able to create such a high level custom feeling experience because of the choices that you're making with the layouts and the images and the fonts, and then choosing things like the pinned block, maybe
Yes,
features that people aren't really using that often inside of Squarespace to make it
exactly.
look really cool. Yeah, and Gigi says, I love how those images slide into each other. Very
Yeah.
cool. Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So I think because I think this is probably one of my things because I'm not going to use the word pressure. I have the commitment to build a
Mhm.
template every month. So I am literally in Squarespace every single day, either
Yeah.
building the template or doing custom client work. And I work really fast. So I build
Mhm.
lots. So because of that, I have explored so many of the features that, like you said, I don't think people are really aware of, or
Mhm.
I really want for my members, I want to make sure that I'm not duplicating like I never duplicate the homepage. I never duplicate anything. So I try to like always create them fresh layouts. I might
Mhm.
copy a little bit here and there from other templates, but I try to create stuff from scratch so that they have a ton of stuff to put together if they want to. So that's
Mhm.
forced me to kind of really think outside the box and like, well, what could I do with this feature? And what could I do with that?
Yeah. I love how you're using them. It's really gorgeous.
And then let me show you. Okay, so let me get started with the free
Yeah.
image makers.
Yeah.
So all right, we keep talking about Midjourney. So I'll just show you Midjourney first before we go over.
And this
Um,
one is not free, correct?
Midjourney is not free, but
Okay.
their
Got it.
starting plan is only $8 a month. And their video
Okay.
maker was just released last week or 2 weeks ago, and
Mhm.
it's next level. Like it's so good. Um, a lot of the image makers were like, okay, that's still weird. That looks super AI. And of course, it's
Mhm.
not perfect, but it's really, really well done. So this is this is part of the template for the nonprofit.
Mhm.
So you can just see that like you can create such fun stuff. Like, for example, you were talking about cohesive image sets, right?
Mhm.
So I have for this month's template is a nonprofit for a
Mhm.
fictitious brand that delivers food
Mhm.
without food waste. So like a food waste program and community gardening education. So that was my whole idea behind the nonprofit. And
Love
then I
it.
make all of these. So now we're scrolling through all kinds of other, when I start thinking of ideas, I just like quickly put them in so I don't forget. So
Yeah.
that's what all of this other stuff is in here. But if we go back to the nonprofit template, then I was like, oh, well, I'm going to create some videos for it. And it did that.
Hmm.
It's crazy. And then these videos of the community gardening, I mean, it's like crazy. If you can
How
see it.
detailed are you on your prompts for these?
The video, I have not been detailed at all. It literally just lets you take a picture.
Hmm.
So it lets you take a picture. This is one that I have just like been with my imagination, just like trying to do it. And you just drag it up here and you can just press start the video, or you can give it directions. And I haven't even been giving it directions. I've just been pressing start the video.
Interesting. Those
Yeah.
videos were from basically unprompted.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
But here's the thing about Midjourney though,
Mhm.
is that it's starting to remember your style though. So
Got
it
it.
has a personalized tab here, and it talks about okay, go through. So it tells you, it's like go through and rank these images. So you basically say which ones you like and which ones you don't like, because it says here,
Got
teach
it.
Midjourney about what you find beautiful. And so I've done quite a bit of that. And if I find like super bizarre images, I just skip it. So because I think my account has been open for so long and it's seen everything that I create, I have been finding in the last month or two since their latest update that I have just been quickly prompting things. And I'm like, oh yeah, because it knows like what I like.
That's so nice. So once you have this essentially database for it to refer back to
Yes.
about your preferences and the prompts you're normally
Yeah.
giving, it
Yeah.
has a great idea for what you're going to want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that all of the right AI tools are getting that way, right? Chat GPT
Yeah.
that is like starting to remember more of your conversations. You're
Yeah.
not having to tell it so much about your business. I guess the
Mhm.
new update 5 is supposed to be phenomenal. We'll see. Um, but
I'm
then,
excited.
but then, sorry, I know I'm skipping around here. Before I go on to that, this is a
Mhm.
custom GPT though that I created
Mhm.
for prompts. So you can see the directions here, or I want to make a cohesive set of images for a website, right? So I built all the instructions for the custom GPT to cater towards web designers and template sellers so that they could get an entire set, not just a main character, not just an office desk, not just a
Mhm.
living room or whatever it was, but background images, whatever. So there's a whole cohesive set. And this
And
is what I use for
is
all
this
of
part
my,
of your membership?
this is part of my membership. And
Awesome.
I'm sure a couple of my members here that I know they have used it, but people do love it. And I use it for all of my templates, all the examples that I showed you, I use it for
Mhm.
all of that too. So
Amazing.
everything now I make, I pretty much use, because what I did was for the custom instructions, I fed it all of Midjourney's documentation. So it knows all of Midjourney's documentation. Plus I gave it a lot more examples of things that I love and style.
Mhm.
And then I really went into web designers and website building a cohesive image set. So I've been getting really good results with it. Sometimes, you have to be like, no, that's not it. That's terrible. Redo that. But for the most
Yeah,
part,
but I mean, just like I know how important the prompting is, and to have something like this that's
yes,
asking you questions that will then guide you through
yes,
to create amazing prompts, that
yes. And it's
is
kind of
more
annoying
than
because
half of the challenge.
yeah. And so I'll just show you real quick. It says, what is your role and what is your target audience? I am the web designer. It is a template for a nonprofit agency. And then you'll just see that it keeps asking questions because I told it in the instructions
Mhm.
to do not let people get away without answering the questions. So it asks
Nice.
like 8 questions in a row so that it can really get all the information from you. And then
Mhm.
sometimes I get annoyed with it. I'm like, stop asking me questions, just give me the prompts. But I told it to make sure it asked all the questions. So that is fun. And like I said, that's what I've been using to create all my images. I'm like, yes. And of course, with custom GPTs, I don't know if you built one, but you have to go back,
Mhm.
you have to test them, you have to go back and tweak things, you have to go back
Mhm.
and redo things. But I learned from this AI expert. I'm in one of her memberships and she is amazing. So she get like such like extreme details on how to set it up.
I
So I
am in the process of building one right now, and it is very time consuming and
Yeah.
very detail oriented, which is,
Yes.
yeah, there's a lot that you have to do in exactly the right order, in exactly the right way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not easy to build one from my
No, and
experience.
I think it is getting a little bit easier, and I think I heard with the new update for 5, it will be a lot better.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, see, Gigi said she used it for the coach template and loved the output. Yeah, that's
Very
awesome,
cool.
Gigi. Yeah, so like I said, it was worth my time that it took to build it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it's giving you the prompts that are giving you that kind of output, absolutely worth your time.
Exactly, exactly, and I did the same thing, just FYI, for copy too, for website
Mhm.
templates and websites. So I input everything. So with a click of a button too, they get all of their copy for every page on the website.
Mhm.
And so I fed all the prompts for that too. So that's also huge time saver for client work and template
Yeah.
restyling. So now I'm going to show you my favorite free, and it has a paid plan, of course. But this is called Visual Electric. And Visual Electric, you can see this main image right here, inspired me to do the one pager template that I sell. So I do a one pager template, and it's been really popular in my membership. Let me just pull it up real quick so I can show you.
Yeah. And I just dropped the link to that in the chat, visualelectric.com.
Nice. And so it inspired me. Like I said, if I see some cool site or some cool picture, I can just like go off on a whole template like right away. So that's what inspired this one pager. And so I took the same character, so I made her in on there on Visual Electric. But since I'm only on the free plan, I downloaded it and I put it in Midjourney because I have the paid plan there, and I made the rest of these.
Very cool.
So that is just the one pager that I have with all those, matching
And
templates.
I like that hack too. If you're paying for one, you don't have to pay for all of them. You can get,
That exactly.
a start somewhere else and then bring it into your paid tool.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I only have the pay plan for Midjourney, so
Mhm.
I don't have it for all the other ones.
Mhm.
But so let's look at Visual Electric. This one is very popular with web designers. I see a lot of. Oh, sorry, I'm sharing now. This one is very popular with web designers. I see a lot of show it designers and other like high-end designers talking
Mhm.
about Visual Electric because there's a lot, as you can see, a lot of editorial vibe on here. Whereas
Yes.
Midjourney is just like every crazy thing under the sun.
Mhm.
What speaking of like tomatoes turning, but but you can see this is more like a high-end editorial vibe. You could totally
Yeah.
see these being used on website templates. Oh, that one's
Yep.
gorgeous. And so you can add these to what's called your canvases. So you can like save them for later. You can
Mhm.
download the pictures. You can create your own version. But you can tell there's like a lot of photographers and web designers on here prompting because they're just so
Mhm.
stunning and like really ready for, websites basically.
Yeah,
So
and what a great place to come just even for inspiration.
for inspiration is
Mhm.
right. That's right. And so what I did was I haven't prompted much in here, but what I have done, I really love. So, and that now it's telling me that I've used all of my free credits this month. But this one right here, like I said, I will just create one picture sometimes and it inspires
Mhm.
me so much. I can quickly go and I'll like create the whole homepage for it. And I'm like, yes, now I know what to do. So
Yeah.
this one inspired me to do a therapist template. So
Mhm.
you can see how I ended up using those images. And
Oh,
again, so
yeah.
I took this image that I made in Visual Electric for free. I put
Mhm.
it into Midjourney and my little prompt GBT and was like,
Mhm.
create me more images that would go along with the same vibe.
Yeah.
So it created these coffee mugs and everything
And the
else.
lighting and the colorway and all are
Yes.
just spot on and
Yes.
so beautiful and
And like I
so
said, this was
cohesive.
yes, and this was just a quick one that I did in just a few minutes, like, it's not
Mhm.
done at all, but I just wanted to show you, like, you know, how much it can inspire you to get
Yeah.
things done, which is so cool.
So cool. And I had not used Visual Electric before, so I'm excited to check that one out and play
It's
around with
crazy.
it.
It
Yeah.
really is. It's crazy. And like I said, like you said, just go on there for inspiration, which is so
Mhm.
fun. Okay, so let me show you now. See, oh, I don't want to forget. The big, huge, important thing
Mhm.
about using these AI art programs, which is one of my company pillars, is inclusion and diversity at all times. And
Mhm.
so what I found is that we get to represent cultures and colors from all over the world. So I am
Mhm.
huge, like I said, in diversity. So it means so much to me that I can go in and create diverse women and characters and figures. Whereas the styled stock, most of the websites and programs, let's face it, they're just featuring white women. And so as a longtime educator for 20 years, like I said, it's hugely important to me that we're representing everyone. So, so that's why I also think that AI art tools are so huge in developing your sites and representing everyone.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I know there
so
is a
important.
real lack of, well, I mean, if you dig really hard, you can find representation in stock photos, but it's really hard and there's not much for,
Right,
different types of people, different sizes of people, different,
right,
yeah. It's
exactly.
just
Yeah.
so I love that you're able to prompt it in a way that is giving you output like this that is just beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. And I had a guest member come. She's amazing. Her name is
Mhm.
Jay Stone. She is an AI art teacher too. She's an African American woman, and she spoke about how there's bias in Midjourney and all the AI art
Sure.
prompts too. She's like,
Mhm.
but we can get around that because now we have control of saying, no, I want an African American woman in my picture this way, this size,
Yeah.
this age, so we can
Mhm.
still get past the bias because we can tell it what we want it to do. So that is another huge
I
thing
love that.
in AI art. Okay, so let me go on to the next free one that I use a
Yeah.
lot, and this is Ideogram. And I have never paid for anything in here. I use this one a lot because before some of the other image makers like ChatGPT got better with letters and words,
Mhm.
this was
Mhm.
one of the best ones in like I'm talking last year
Okay.
was like really good with
Mhm.
words. So
Mhm.
I use this to ideate logos for my clients.
Mhm.
So you can see in here that mostly what I'm sharing with you, like I did a MLK Day post, but other than that, I've mostly used it for logo ideation. So I will put in, and the other thing that it's good with too is icons. Not that this represents good icons, but it's good with letters and icons. So this was a
Yeah.
client build that I did here. She's a hydrotherapist, and so it was
Mhm.
Be All Right IV. So you can see all the different things. These little icons I use for a Shopify template.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty good at making icons. Let's see what else. This was a client too. Her logo, another client logo, more client logos.
Keep this for a bit. Yeah.
So yeah, lots of client logos that I just keep going and ideating. And then I did it for the templates too. I would make some, and these cute little paper strips because it was so good
Oh,
at
yeah.
words. I used this
Yeah.
on one of my client sites because she was a therapist and she worked with women in trauma. So she brought something kind of like this to me that she found. And so I'm like, oh yeah, we can do that. And you can see it actually like printed out the words, not some jumble like some of the other ones do.
Yeah.
So,
And
so
Gigi
that
says
was
she uses Ideogram for her digital planner covers. So
oh,
there's
nice. Okay.
another great use case there.
Yeah. And this was
And
for
Chanel says she uses AI art because there's a lack of diversity and it's been
that's
her
right.
goal to craft as much as she can. I love that.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, and more logos.
And more logos. So but you don't just have to use it for logos. But like I said, it's really good with the text, and the free plan is crazy. So I
Mhm.
think a lot of people that use this are print on demand people too, because they're like trying to get their
Yeah.
t-shirts like,
Mhm.
dialed in and not
Mhm.
so much of a mess that they have to do it. Because you can see like, I mean, people really do some great stuff with letters, with words in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's really awesome. And then you can always scroll through it. But I also get really good results as well with anything that I want to create in here. I have another one that's like, let's see, it's oh, Gigi, you're the one that shared that. It was Galaxy tool. So Galaxy is one of these AI art things where you pay like, I think I paid like $98 for the entire year or something like that. But it blends together every AI image generator that there is. So you can like choose between all these image generators. So you can see here
Oh,
that
wow.
if you select an AI model, you can tell it which one you want it to do your prompts with. So I've done quite a bit of that in here. And it also does, it's not just image generators, it's video generators, it's chat GPT, it's search engines, it's YouTube creators. So you can see that they have a lot. They have crazy tools. Like I'll just click on their tools here. It's like, you can create custom GPTs, travel photo, AI image generator, thumbnails, AI clothes changer. Not sure what that is,
Wow.
but it just goes on and on and on. I think it's like hundreds and hundreds of AI tools. And so
That is a ton.
yeah,
And apparently there's a June flash sale, so last day for that.
yeah, they always have some flash sale. But Gigi shared that like during Black Friday, and it was like a crazy sale. So that was cool.
Love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, put that
I
on
think I
your
just
wish
sold it.
list for
Sorry,
Black
I just
Friday.
got distracted. I just sold a Squarespace template. Yay!
Congrats. That's a good distraction.
That's funny. Okay, so that is galaxy.ai. Again, like
Got it.
super affordable because they're crazy sales that they have, and you can prompt with anything. Now, here is what's so interesting. This next one is this is Google AI Studio. So not Google Gemini, but Google AI Studio. And it's completely free. And I have, Christy, I have all of these on a document here too that I can send you.
And I'm dropping them in, and
okay,
yeah,
awesome.
Thank you. And I'll if I miss any, I'll let you know.
Yeah, no worries. But you can see the beautiful high quality image that it did. You can see the prompt that I put in. I just prompted something real quick so you guys could see. So I start most of my prompts with style stock photography because as a web designer, obviously, when I create stuff for System, like, and I need more whimsical stuff or like artsy looking things, I don't need to do that. But for the most part, I start my prompts with style stock photography. So it gets it. I also put a lot of times in my prompt, high-end show it vibe. Because for some reason, if I put Squarespace, it doesn't give me the same output. But if I put in show it, it gets it. I thought you'd find that interesting.
That is hysterical.
And it has scraped all the data.
Well, I can see that. Like, show it sites to me have this kind of more editorial feel in general, and Squarespace sites run the gamut. So I think that it knows
platform.
Yeah, it knows what you're asking for when you say show it. I love that prompting.
Yes, yes. So you can see how beautiful that image turned out. Looks totally realistic. Looks like something like style stock photography. So this is very interesting because they just upgraded this and this came out not long ago. So I have been like, well, that's really interesting. I'm on the higher tier plan of Midjourney, so I don't really run out of credits, but I used to because I was on the lower tier. So if you're watching and you're on the lower tier of Midjourney, that's only $8 a month, you can kind of spread out your creations to these other free ones because I did that for a long time.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. You know it, Chanel. You know it.
Yeah. And this one I haven't played with either, the Google AI Studio. And the fact that it's totally free is going to make this really interesting. And I see you can save it directly to your Google Drive too, which is really handy.
And it's just kind of crazy because they just came out with this. And I know that they've been really trying to that Google's fighting hard to stay up there in the AI race. So they're trying to do, I think, a lot more free things. Everybody is, it seems like. Let me show you Google Gemini, not Google AI Studio. So this was a member. She won in our challenge. We had a challenge a few months ago, and she I had a participation contest, and she won a Midjourney or AI art image creation assets from me. So her prize was me crafting her all of her images for her website. And I
Mhm.
asked her what she wanted. She gave me the color palette. She gave me like Pinterest boards, and she wanted stuff for yoga with this color palette.
Mhm.
So I would actually, this is an interesting note. And I'm so sorry, Christy. I have to get up and close my window because the garbage truck is like coming right at this time. Hold on,
Of
everybody. Okay,
course.
got it.
Yeah,
Got
no, we live in the real
it.
world. That's fine.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So this is interesting because Midjourney has been behind on one thing, and that is yoga. It just contorts and makes the worst body shapes. Like, it's a joke. So I did get her these pictures from the mats and some of these, but
Mhm.
I was just getting frustrated with it. These were made in Midjourney. These were made in Midjourney. And I couldn't get a good one of what I wanted. So
Mhm.
I went to Google Gemini, and this one in the middle is the one that I made in Google Gemini, and a few more.
Mhm.
But you can see that it captured the same vibe and color palette that she was going for. So this is all
Mhm.
her template. So she took all of those pictures and put that in her template. So shout out to Tracy. I don't know if she's here, but
Very
so
cool.
yeah, so that's what Google Gemini can do. It can do some cool things too. So
Mhm.
it's not just the Google AI Studio, and it's not just you know, some other free tools. It's like everybody's kind of like getting a win here in the AI
Mhm.
art world.
And I'm curious, between the 2 Google tools, between Google Gemini and AI Studio, when would you use one over the other? Or are they both just like try it out on both and see what you get?
I would try out both, but it seems like
Mhm.
Google AI Studio is so specifically made for that that
Okay.
that particular picture looked more polished and high end to me
Yeah.
than the other ones that I've gotten.
Mhm.
So I'm so glad Chanel is here too, because Chanel, I'm not even going to ask you for your permission because I'm going to share it anyways. But, but this is the kind of stuff that my members are doing too with AI. Do you see her one page template? Like,
This
this
is
is crazy.
gorgeous.
It's
Gorgeous.
absolutely gorgeous. She just shared it this morning. I was like, oh my God, I feel like a proud mom. So great. But again, this is what we're talking about with having inclusion and diversity in the templates,
Mhm.
how she was able to go create this. And then she did the video. And
Mhm.
then she created these pictures too. Chanel,
Amazing.
did you do these in Midjourney, or did you do these somewhere else? She'd probably tune me out by now. She doesn't even know what I'm sharing. But you can just see like the cool things that my members are doing with all of
Yeah,
this
and
stuff.
this is amazing. I mean,
Look at that,
it's
how she
such
created the
a
cohesive
strong point
set.
of view and beautiful. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. And they see the pictures that I'm making every month and drop with them.
Mhm.
They get access to my Midjourney training, which I'll also give you that link to, Christy.
Okay.
And they get access to all the Midjourney training I do, and I do extra lives talking about Midjourney training or any AI art training for that matter. They get access to the prompting thing that I showed you, the custom GPT. So
Yes.
many of them are just killing it. They put these templates, they drop the templates in the membership, and I'm just like, oh, I'm just floored. Like, everybody's just doing so amazing.
And I put an affiliate link in the chat to Heather's membership.
Yes.
I'll drop a link in the description below. So if you're catching the replay, there'll be a link to all of these AI tools and a Heather's membership in the video description. But Heather, this has been phenomenal. Thank you so much for sharing all of your expertise and all of these free tools and some little hacks about how to get the most out of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've learned so much. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if I put that link in the chat there for they can sign up for my free Midjourney course too if they're not familiar, so they at least can get started. And the principles are the same for no matter what, if they're going to use a free one, because there's a lot of
Okay.
lessons in there about prompting and just how to think about using all of these things. So they can
Yep.
sign up for that too, the
And I'm
free course.
gonna drop that in the main chat too. Put it up here. Perfect. Awesome.
So yeah, as you can see, it's kind of mind blowing what we can do now. I mean, look, we weren't here
Mhm.
2 years ago, and now look at where we're
Yeah.
at.
And just, I think you hit on this earlier, just the speed at which you can ideate and see different, for example, just with the logos, even when you're ideating logos, that used to be such a time intensive
Yes.
process. And
Yes.
now it's a fraction of the time, and
Yes.
you can still do the final tweaks, by hand. It's not
Exactly.
necessarily an AI generated logo, but just being able to ideate so quickly helps
Yes.
save so much time.
It does. And that is the other thing too, is like it's such a time saver and you have all these things that are streamlined and not okay. There, yes, Chanel made those images in Midjourney that I
Yeah.
have shared.
Chanel, beautiful work. Really beautiful work.
If we had the link, Christy would probably drop in the chat if people want to purchase it, but you probably don't have it posted in your store yet.
Send it to me later. I'll put it in the video description for
There you
folks that come
go.
back to the replay.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Heather, I know it's the last day of the month, so you are working on getting your template out the door for your membership today.
Yes.
So
I
I'll
told
let
them
you
it's
get
a
back to
biggie.
that, but thank you so much for taking time out to do this today. It was really fun, and I love just seeing how you think about this and how you're using the
Yeah.
tools.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. And I would love to have you on my YouTube channel too sometime when I can get my schedule
Yes,
together there.
I would love it. Thanks so much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Christy. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks,
You
everyone.
too. Thanks for coming.